Hmm. Ah, that's why I had it. That's why I had it, John. 8.5. What did I want to do? This is 9 by 12. And so I wanted to do what? Hmm. Hello, this is Bernade Floyd. I am in here. I'm live. How are you today? Now, I know my computer's going to ding a little bit because we are live. The notifications go out, so it takes them a little while to find it. Let me plug in my microphone. It's been so long since I've been in here. All right, it should be registering a little bit better. Hopefully that sound is good. I am over here in my studio, one of my favorite places. And the design that I would like to paint, I can drop into my download folder in a little bit. So an easy printout, and I paint on the copy paper that comes out of the machine. But today I'm trying out some thicker watercolor paper. Now I know the 90-pound will go through my machine. And I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to chop down a slice of this paper now so you can see the process. Now, all of these lights I have on, you guys, and it's still kind of grayed out over here. I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but the rest of the studio light is fine. This is Bernade Flournoy, art teacher by day, portrait painter by night, and paint party instructor on the weekends. Now, I may revise that. I'm an art kit maker. I do custom downloads as well, custom canvases. Depends on what you're into. So we start with that. I hope you're doing something creative on this Small Business Saturday. Uh, I'm curious to know what small businesses you are going to support today. Or maybe you've been supporting small business and you just might pop in. Maybe if you've been buying things online, maybe you might get out if the weather's okay, to go into the store just to support or even share a post that they put out today. Okay. All right. That's how you can support. Go through and like a few things so that the algorithms will know that people are interested. So, Bob and I, we're right here. We're here. We've been here. And if you don't see us, that doesn't mean that we're not creating. You just need to go to thepaintedpost.com, scroll all the way down to the bottom for contact us and say, hey, haven't seen you online. Hope you're well. Check in on us too. All right. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. All right. So we're in here. I've got my cutting board, and y'all, I'm scared to reconfigure this screen because if you've been with me any time at all, we have our technical difficulties. Let's just say it kindly like that. All right. So there's a lot of stuff in my download folder that you can go and get for no charge right now. I'm just reconfiguring this right here. And I am going to slice this off. Now, I don't know if this 8.5 by 11 or not, y'all. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Let's see. I don't quite like this measuring thing, but it's what I have. And so this is what we're going to use. So let me I hope you can see everything. Let me move this over. I guess I'm not over enough. I am going to mark off. This is 9 by 12, and so I want 8.5. I'm just going to move the marker there, and I'm just going to do a little bit of an indent there so that I know where to take that off. So we're going to go ahead and trim this down. Now see, I should have brought my glasses out. So it might be, I'm going to trim off a little bit more so that the machine doesn't have any issues. All right. Are we locked in, y'all? Let's see. Something doesn't look like it's locked down flat. Hold on just a second. Let me start down here. All right. I think we're locked down. Okay, let's go. Okay. Just like that. That comes on off of there. And we want to make sure that it'll still go through. I'm going to knock off about an inch. All right. So, with these studio lights super bright on this paper, it's hard to detect. Y'all looking at me. Y'all need to be looking. Y'all need to be right here looking to see what I'm doing. So I am going to take off about an inch. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is just do the start back here, and I'm going to run this through the copier. So let me just put on a little bit of ambient music, and then I'll be right back. All right, it is running through the copier back there right now. Maybe I'll do a second piece. It's a little bit thicker, so I can hear my copier struggling with it a little bit. But if you got good quality copy paper, it should work. So let me do what I just did. Make sure my marker is right. Turn that off first. All right. And I forget, you are watching me here. Trim it off a little bit more. Yeah, so that comes up pretty fast. Yeah. I'm just going to take off my estimation of about an inch. Right. Well, we're going to run this through the copier as well. Right, so I do have my copy and it's ready. And just in case, for time's sake, I'm going to check this out as well. I'm going to turn that way down. So it's there, but it's not there. Now, this is not in my free downloads. I can add this a little bit later. This one, you just reach out to me I don't have it on the website. This one is a new design that's popular and trending. You can just let me know um, whether or not you want an 8 by 10 or an 11 by 14 kit. I can send you an invoice. Also thinking about getting either paint party boxes together or paint party bags together. Paint party in a box, paint party in a bag for 4 or more. Now I know that just came out, so let me run and get that. It is so good to be back in the studio. And as usual, I am torn about what to create, what to paint. So I have these two images, and I'm going to start off with the star one with the watercolors. And we're going to try those out too. All right. My second one came out of the machine, and it is on the 90-pound paper, and that one is ready to paint. Now, you know I love me some praying, okay? And I have compared the Dollar Tree paints in the past, but today we're going to try another brand. I want to say it's Shuttle. So we're going to try these. I'm going to try these out today. All right. So we're going to try those because I would love to get the Dollar Tree paints, but when I buy a whole box of them, some of them look nice like this, and then I don't know, maybe out of 30 packs, maybe 10 are just broken up out of there. So these look to be pretty consistent, and so that's good. All right. Well, we're getting ready. Hope you're ready. All right. Let me clear out my little scraps. Now, I may, because it's just habit, I may decide to uh, get a little bit of acrylic paint just because it's habit. Let me turn this on. Let's see if this one will make it any better. That's a little better. All right. Ooh, it's bright up in here, y'all. Okay, so I've got this one right here. Let's see. Can we get any closer? All right. So what I will probably do just for the camera's sake. Now this is just a regular old clipboard on top of a box. You know, we don't get fancy up in here. We want to, still make it happen. So we've got a little more room at the top right there. Good. So I've got my napkins. I do have my acrylic paint over here. And I'm about to angle you down. All right. So we are up in here. Okay. Now usually I like to wet the paint. You can, of course, take your brush and add a little water to each one. But what I normally do, I take my spray bottle and I spray it. So I don't want to wet up everything here, so I'm just going to spray it off to the side. So then now you can see that, yes, it is wet. We sprayed all the colors. So now they're all a little bit wet. And we're ready to get started. All right. So I've got my colors, got my everything right here. Let's see about painting the inside of the star first. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of wet this paper a little bit. And with my students, I say we're going to give it a little drink of water first so then it's not so thirsty. And then the paint will actually blend a little easier instead of soaking right in. And it depends on the technique that you're using as well. If you need it to soak right in, let's see how this stuff works. Okay, this is not bad. Let me get a little more water. This is not bad over here. Okay, so we're doing the outside, well, the inside of the star, but near the edge of the shape. I should say it like that. So near the edge of the shape. And I'm kind of glad the line is a little bit bold. But if you go outside the lines, that's okay. If you need to clean it up with acrylic, you can. So all I'm going to do now is just go right back near that. And I'm going to go in here just with almost little water, just whatever's on my brush, so that the pigment is a little more intense. Okay, this is not bad. This yellow is not bad. I think I feel it kind of being, what do you call it, gelatinous. So now I'm just going to take whatever I have in the brush and I'm just blending it because I left my center a little bit wet, like a little puddle in there, so I could blend this out. All right. So that's not bad. Now, if you want to neutralize it down, like our, what do you call this thing? Our reference image. Couldn't get it out, y'all. Isn't it? Couldn't get it out. Can you neutralize it down? Okay, I feel that these paints have a little bit of gelatin or something in it. That was like my issue with some of the frame. I'm just kind of coming along the outside so that the inside is really nice and glowy. All right, let me come over here. All right. So now we could maybe let this dry and then do maybe another coat if needed. So I'm going to go in here quickly, clean up my brush. I dip in the water and then I just wipe off the excess paint onto my napkin as opposed to making my water totally. Now I'll go in here and totally clean my brush. So now the background has lots of little white dots in there and it looks like it's, maybe like a little snowy type of scene. Looks like the star is floating. We'll take that. All right. So what I think I'm going to do is go in here. Let me quickly move this around. Got a little black in here to neutralize that down. And it depends on your mood. You can do what you'd like. I'm going to go get a little bit more of this black. Now the splotchiness, I kind of like a little bit of that. And maybe they've added gelatin or something so it doesn't soak in as quickly so you can move it around a little bit more. I don't know. So we're going to go ahead and pick up a little bit of this blue. I'm going to go back in here and get a little bit more of this black. Yep. I am not terribly happy with the larger areas. Maybe something smaller might be a little bit better. So let me go ahead and get a little bit more of this back here. And then we can test out this white that comes with it to see if it's more of a tempera. Usually the white is a little more chalky. So we're going right to the edge. Okay, so we're going to just throw a little water over here. Get a little bit of black. Get a little bit more black. And we're just going to spread this out a little bit. And I'm going to go in and get a little bit more blue. All right. Now, sometimes these studio lights, we're in here fighting because I can't see due to the glare. But hopefully you won't have that problem, that issue. I'm going to go over here. All right, so it's blending up okay. Not too upset. All right. So we're just bringing this one down. And the reference image is just that. It's a reference. You refer to it. You could use it as is or be inspired to change it just a bit. All right. So we're going to make this a little bit darker back here. I'm going to add a little bit of violet. But now I'm wondering if I need to let this soak in and dry a little bit before I keep messing with it. Okay. Let me try to get over here close to this edge right here. Because yes, the more I mess with it, it keeps lifting up the color. So, you know, like I said, we may have to say that this is definitely for just beginners. I don't think this is the fine artists, I think, are going to be a little bit more upset with the way this particular paint moves. But, you know, it's getting the color on there and we're okay with that. So let's go ahead. We're going to go on down here and just quickly do a quick wash. This brush is maybe about 1/2 inch. It's not a large one, but this one is not what I normally include in my basic kit. So now we've got a little bit of the brown down here. I'm going to add a little yellow. Just a little bit. Just to mix it up a little bit to give a nice little wash down here. And so, yes, I am feeling more of that gelatin. I think that's what it's in there. That's the best way I can say it, you know, up in here. So I want some of that overlap back here. Okay. I want some of that. And it looks like a little shadow. So let's see if we can get that in here going. But let's go ahead and get that out of here. Go ahead and get a little bit more of this. Get a little bit more of that to make more of a shadow, but I'm lifting up some of that paint. Okay. All right. So we are going back and forth right here. All right. So it's happening pretty fast. Working with the watercolor is a little bit different. And I could darken up everything. Okay. Let me make sure I put something in the comments because I've been told that if you put something in the comments, then they may show up if people say anything. All right, I'm just going to smooth this out. And as I'm touching it, it feels gelatinous. If you think about the rubbing alcohol and then adding some of that, I don't know what they put into the sanitizer. that helps move it along. It's not total, excuse me, not totally dry, but I can definitely see about if this can handle a second layer without pulling up the first one. Let's see if this is going to be really intense here. Let me go in here on that angle right here. Let's get a little bit more of this yellow. Go in there and see if we can keep that good and rich. Now, I didn't put any white in the, not white, I didn't put any water in the middle this time. I just wanted to do this little experiment, see if it's more opaque. Okay, all right. So yeah, for the beginner to get some paint out here, this would be okay to use. And then of course, you know, the little people, honey, they're gonna make it work no matter what. Let me get just a little bit more here. Hopefully this is coming through. But the actual reference is a little more orange, so if you want that, you can definitely do that. I'm just gonna throw a little bit of red over here. Okay? Let me throw a little red out here, try to get it closer to the reference, but you don't have to. I'm throwing a little bit of brown over here as well, and I'm just gonna take whatever liquid I have on my brush to capture the yellow that I just put down there. Okay. Right. So that helps, you know, maybe make it more intense, like the reference. Let me add a little bit more. Oh boy, this is really going to kind of muddy it down over here, but you know, we're trying to see about matching it a little bit more. So we can, if you need to. Right? Just fun. All right. So let me clean out my brush and let me check on this white. And I'm going to do what I like to do with my acrylics. Let's go in with the brush handle and just do a few little dabs in here. Let's see what this is looking like. We don't want to do a lot because we may just want to use acrylic for this. Let's see about it. Let's see what that looks like. Let's see if it's going to spread a lot. Look, what I did in the purple for. Let me look at it. Now I want to dry it a little bit and see how that holds up and whether or not I just want to just go ahead and do the acrylic. Trying to get in the right light here. All right. See about doing just straight acrylic because I know that that will work because it's opaque and it's a little thicker. I think we would need a little bit of the acrylic. Right? I think we need to have a bit of that. So I'm going to squeeze out just because you don't need a lot. A little. That's the good thing about some of this paint. A little bit goes a long way. So I am going in here right now on the tip. Of course, you can wet the tip and then do it that way. Let me try it both ways. Let me. I have used this brush quite a bit, so it does not necessarily want to come to a point. So if you've got a newer brush, you might want to try that. Let's see if I load it up enough. Now that this stuff is drying even more, it is really fading into the background. So let's just do a couple of dots. Because this does not come out as round as the brush is, and maybe it's fine. You might want to get a toothpick. And I'm just gathering up the. So you might just want to do a little bit of dip, maybe 2 or 3. And then get on up in there and move it along. I just saw that I got some of that yellow. Okay. So we'll come back down here too. And like I said, this stuff is a little thicker. And I probably could have made my background even more intense, a little darker, but we're just here using this photo as a reference. Now, I don't know about you, but we did get some snow last night. Not a lot, but we did get some. Now, see, this is addictive. I could be here doing this. So we're just adding some of the touches that's in the, we call it reference picture. So you can continue on to do as little or as much. You can get something with a bigger handle or even use a Q-tip to maybe deliver larger. So that's the first one. Yeah, so my brushes, these are the one and done brushes that come in your kit. I use them a couple more times, but the more you use them, the less, what do you call it, less fine they become. So now it looks like it might want to do a point, but it didn't want to do one earlier, so I don't know what the deal was. I'm going to say they get tired. All right, so here we are. With that, let's see if I can face the screen over here. Okay. So it's got that feeling to it. The blackness on the outside is not as dark of a line. It's watercolor. Usually it will be kind of light and washy. So yeah, we tried it on the 90-pound paper. It's okay. I could still just paint it on the 24 pounds copy paper. So try it. Try a couple papers. Like I said, I do have several downloads that are in there, thepaintedpost.com/download. But the next one, you'll just have to let me know that you want it as a hit. So this one's fun. Let me switch that one out of there. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Now we've got the peachy version of the Nutcracker or the Lady Nutcracker. And then we've got the caramel mocha chocolate version. All right. So let me see if I can make this go a little bit smaller to get the complete image on here. Make sure I'm doing the right thing. All right. I think you can see everything now. maybe just a smidge larger. All right, so there we go. Now, once again, this one, you can find a star template pretty much online anywhere, but I can drop that in there along with the reference image. But now let's try her. And I am once again using the 90-pound paper. I'm going to go ahead and use my clipboard this time. Like I said, we're not using fancy. We just have, you know, regular schmegular stuff. But we're going to lock that in. Matter of fact, let me just take it off camera for just a moment. So then now we're good to go. Let me move up just a little bit to include more. All right. So I think we're ready. Hope you're ready. So that was part one. Part two, you can use colored pencils, and I'm looking around here to see if I have any at my disposal right away. I have a crayon. How about that? Okay. Now, the art teacher has plenty of colored pencils and things, but can I put my hand on one right now? Don't have any more in this cupboard. I see you over there, but I'm not coming over there. Well, anyway, you can use a little bit of crayon, little colored pencil, and here's some crayon, y'all. Here they are. Yeah. You can do what you're comfortable with. You can add a little bit of color and then, of course, add a little bit of wash on top, or do the watercolor first, let it completely dry, and then come back. So while this one is over here completely drying, especially with the acrylic that's on top, I can make the color maybe a little richer here. Okay, so we're gonna let this dry off camera, and like I say, you can get started with these or not. So I'm gonna set those over there, and we're gonna continue working with our gelatinous. It's not just like hmm, just like straight Kool-Aid. Okay, that is just like liquid water, no thickener. And then you think about gelatin. Gelatin has that extra little bounce or something in there. Some people don't like that. For the watercolors, I don't like that. Okay, I don't know who's making this stuff. I don't know if you're talking to art teachers or not, but we don't want it, right? We just want just the stain that can just go with the ebb and flow of just water. We don't want to fight with that extra bouncy element, right? I'm saying that for all the art teachers, the ones that are sitting over there in the back corner. Okay, we're going to continue. All right, so I'm going to lower this back down. We're going to continue. All right. So now I don't want to put it so low that I can't see my reference. Cutie patootie. Now, like I said, I've got varying stages of these four-way brushes. It's like I said, it's a one and done. You want to make sure your brushes are completely wet. All right. You want to make sure they're completely wet, but not dripping. All right. That will give you the best results. All of them. Let me go in here and wet this one. So this would be the brushes that you would get in an art kit, the basic one. And I think I'm going to have one that's a little more deluxe, one that has a little bit more in there. So my basic kit, and I'm not painting on canvas right now, that would be the 8x10 canvas. Let me reach over here and grab one. This would be an 8x10 canvas. Let's see. This might be a little large for that screen, but I think you can see it over here on the secondary one. Why does it feel like I'm missing another light in here? But yes, so this is an 8 by 10 canvas on stretched wood. That is what would be included in that art kit with the acrylics and a couple of brushes. That's a basic kit, right? In person for the kids, this would be the $15 price. Adults are still 25. Adults take longer. Kids get in there, they're not playing around. They're going to get in here, paint, get out of the way in about an hour, maybe an hour and 30 minutes. But adults, they're going to use that full 90 minutes to 2 hour session. So that's why the adults are a little bit longer and the adults are $25. But when you purchase a kit, I don't know who's getting it or not. So the kit is different. So let's go ahead and get on down to this. And like I said, we've got the creamy caramel version and the peachy version. Now, I need to probably make one that's dark chocolate as well because we like all the flavors over here. Okay, so let's get started. I am going to spritz my watercolors again because they have kind of dried out a little bit, and I'm going to do that with my little trusty dusty Target spray bottle, but I'm going to do it off camera. All right, so this time we're giving it a good moisturizing wash. Is that what we're saying? We're just really wetting this up, right? So where do we begin? Okay, let's go ahead and get the skin together. A lot of people get scared of doing the skin. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to give the paper a little drink of water so that when I add the paint on top, it will move around a little bit more. It won't like just lock in. All right, so here we go. And I think I am going to come up with my version of this as well. So I am going to, let me mix this on camera right here. I'm going to add a little bit right here. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow up in here too to warm this up. And so now let's go ahead with this brown. All right. And I think I may need to add a little bit of orange because that's what I teach. All right. So let's go ahead and smear this all over, and we can do it quickly because the paper's already wet. I'm going to go right back up over here and just get that all over really quick. And you see my technique isn't really like, as they say, really elegant and demure. I just spread it around like lotion. All right, we're trying to get this stuff covered up here, and we get in here, make it move. Let's get in here and do the neck too. Let's check the reference. There are no other skin showing, so let's go ahead and get the neck. I'm going to add just another little dot of brown. All right, let me move this up here a little bit closer. Maybe you can see that. I'm going to make it just a little bit darker because the neck is in shadow. All right, and since I've got a little brown on here, I'm going to go along the edge of the face to give a little bit more three-dimensionality. I'm not adding any more water, just what's already on my brush and on the paper. All right, so she's taking shape real fast. All right, so we made her a little more chocolate as opposed to the caramel one that's there. Let me check this nose out. Let me see what they're doing with this nose. All right. All right. So much fun. And it comes together pretty fast. So that's why I thought, well, let me just go ahead and do 2 quick designs today. Let me go up underneath the eye. And you don't have to do this, but I know up underneath the eye there's a little bit of a shadow. So I'm just kind of, doing my art thing here. All right. And then I'm going to go right on inside the eye with the same color. And then we'll leave the highlight. All right. Okay. All right. So I take a little extra time in certain areas. Now, for the finer areas, I probably reach for a newer brush because, like I said, these are my workhorse brushes, and baby, they are they get tired, so the hair gets all over the place and starts to, instead of being nice and close and coming to a fine point, it starts to fray out and gnarl up a little bit. So the brush that comes in the art kit, you definitely want to invest in some better brushes eventually. All right, so we are. Oh, this is so much fun! Oh, I'm so glad you guys are here with me in the studio. This is one of my favorite places. All right, so we're going in here. All right. And then when you start making the eyes pop, everything just seems to come together real fast. All right, so here we go. All right. So, how is that coming along? All right, that helps everything start to pop out really, really nicely. I'm going to clean out the black. Well, or should I? Let's see. Maybe I just need to come on along here. Go ahead and get that black going right there. Since I have it, that just helps things come together real fast too. I'm just going to keep dipping over in here. Let's go ahead and spread some of this out over here. Got a little bit up over in here. Come right back here. So we're just kind of sketching with our brush a little bit. I'm going to add just a little smidge of water right here as we're coming forward a little bit. And this whole thing right here looks to be solid black. Now, why am I painting black? And I know I should probably do the yellow first. All right, we're just going to have to be really careful when we do that. Right. Right. Here we go. We got a little bit of that action going, and we're just going to come on over here with whatever we have left in our brush. Smooth that out up here as well. Moving. We're going to come back with a little bit of this red here in a moment. All right, I guess what I'm noticing is the gelatin helps it be a little more forgiving as far as um, any mistakes. You can go back and smush it out a little bit faster, easier, smoother, smooth things out. All right. Now, depending on your hairstyle of choice, we're just going with the lines here. If I really wanted to change it, I would definitely uh, maybe paint those lines over with white acrylic and then change the hairstyle. All right. So we're going in here with this brown. Okay, I'm glad I did Wrap that up. Spray the paint. Oops, got up in their face. Oops, see y'all. Didn't mean to do that. Right up underneath the ridge of that hat. And we're just gonna smush this all the way down. Go along here carefully. We get a little more water, get a little more brown, and then just kind of get some of that. I guess this soldier lady has been working hard. Right. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of that over there. Right. Get a little more water. Okay, so we've got that. Now, let's do the lipstick. Okay. Of course, the red is super popular uh, for the season. If you know me, I like to mix things up. I don't know why. Just something down in Mashana and I could do it like they do it, but I do it a little different. Sometimes just add a little more flavor to it. Okay, let me get just a little smidge more red. Ooh, and I've got my finger right in that wet hair. Mm. All right, so let me get a little bit closer so you can see things are coming together. And it's still a little bit creamy caramel over here. All right, so let me clean that out. Let's see, what do we want to do? I guess we can go ahead and do some of this yellow. All right. Let me make sure I mix up this in my brush and rub off some of the excess. Let me see. So we've got some yellow here. All right, we're going to put a little yellow here, a little yellow there. And then, of course, we can come back and dot it with whatever jewels. Right. All right. Let me double check. Now we can come on back up here. Hoping we do not pick up. And we're keeping this simple. Now, if you have a little bit of metallic gold, feel free to maybe add some on top of the yellow that I'm using. I almost want to add a little bit of orange up in here too. And I may. And I know I should have gone live before today, but like I said, the offline life and the online life, a little different. But I'm here. I'm still here. Just been busy. All right. So we're getting this on together. All right. How much fun is that? Now we're going to do all the little brocade work here. All of this is yellow. And we're just going to hold our brush just like I would a pencil, colored pencil or crayon. And we're just going to write this yellow in here. Intricate design. You can move quickly, with short, quick, little, precise brush strokes as opposed to dragging your brush all the way through. I dab and I lift up and I dab and I lift up, especially at the beginning when I had a lot of paint. So I delivered, like shoveling, I delivered a load of paint Now I'm just going back in and touching up some of the yellow. And this was dry. So we did a little wet on wet, a little wet on dry. And I'm trying to get it away from that light. So we're getting it together. I'm trying to think, is there a little bit? Looks to be. All right. Okay, so now we are ready to go in here and do the red. I'm going to use a larger brush because we're just trying to move it along really, really quickly. You could take your time. And of course, you can add a little bit of this brown up in here to make that red not so intense. But that's totally up to you. So I'm mixing it right here. And I am spreading it quickly. And the transparency of the color is mixing right over that black, which is cool. Let's see if it's going to rehydrate it. Try to get some more of that paint right here. And it may need a second coat. Let's see if the moisture from the paint, the new paint is going to mix in with the old. Let's see. Not really. And while I've got this red on here, I'm going to go ahead and do these cheeks. I'm going to get just a corner of water. Well, I knew I was going to paint sometime on break, but I'm so glad today was that day. All right, trying to stay within these little circles here. All right, so we got that. It's coming along. I'm going to let that dry up there a little bit and see what we're going to do. Okay, some of it is soaked in, so we can go on to that next stage. All right. Just try to push it close up underneath this little ridge there without getting into that yellow. There we go. We're moving it along. Oh, I did get into the yellow that time. So I'm trying to see if I can move it without disturbing the black, or whether or not the black is going to come in. All right. We are moving this here. And I'm glad to try this paint to just see, what it's going to do. Well, I guess we didn't leave any room for the design up in there. Do I have gold? I do have it. I'm just trying to see where it is. And I'm sure I can put my hand on something really, really fast. Okay. So we're painting this red right on top of that black. And on that side, it's working. Let's see if we can get it to work over here. If not, we'll just have to get a little bit of black and blend it in. All right. It's coming along. I think I'm glad I did paint that black first because it's giving that subtlety. I'm going to get just a little corner of black over here. All right. So now we're not going to be as subtle because we do have this black on here for real now. Right over here near this edge. Let's see if we can get that down over in here. Okay. We're really close. All right, so we've got a little bit of a blend. All right, it's coming together. Now the background, excuse me, the background, you could do what you want. There's some grays, kind of feels like maybe they're on guard. I'm gonna come right on up in here. Now I think the brocade has soaked in pretty good. It still might be a little bit damp, so we're just gonna be careful. Now, like I said, it's been such a while since I've been in here live. I got to remember to make sure I bring my glasses out so that when we get to this detail part, I don't have to guess. If I'm getting close or not, I can't see the up close details as well as I used to. Need a little bit of help. All right, so that's nice and dark. All right, so I guess that's a little collar or something. I don't know. We're trying to figure that part out. Because, I want my soldier to have some earrings, but I don't want her to be too cute because, she has to be ready to defend. So let's go ahead and take some of this black and go on in here. Let me make sure I got enough moisture here. Okay. All right. Let's see, because I think I'm going to add a little bit of this outline out here. All right. All right. So here we are. Okay. I'll probably have to come back, add a little bit of water to smush this out a little bit, spread this out. So it's not so harsh. There we go. So it'll flow a little bit more. Okay. Here we are. Let's work up this other side over here a little bit more. Let's go right on up in here and get that brown. Yeah, I just have to get the right balance of this paint to the water to help it flow a little bit better. So I feel like I'm fighting with it a little bit, but I like the darkness. Of the brown is flowing out nicely. Okay, so now we're just making it a little bit darker. Okay, all right, so that's coming together nicely. Let's get some of this black and yeah, okay. So let's go ahead and get this together. This is very, very relaxing. So we're just going to smooth some of this out. Like I said, I just got to get used to working with this paint. It's doing the job. It's a little different. All right, let's get a little bit more of this black along this edge here. All right, that will finish off that hairstyle right there. Getting a little bit of black along that edge. Okay. All right. So we're getting there, y'all. Just fun, having a good time. I could make the skin tone a little darker, but I'm okay. So let's get just a little bit more of this red right in here to make it a little darker. Let me see if I can get just a couple of the water droplets are still on that water palette. A good use to have. Dip. Oh, now see, I put my finger right into that wet hair. Let me go ahead and get that out of there. Okay, so I can get just a little bit of this black come right here. Stay in these lines without these glasses. All right, so there we go. All right. I kind of like that I painted the black first. Now, of course, we can go up here and pop out a little bit, accentuate a few things. But let's see, let's go on down to the red of the jacket. And we should be finished in maybe another 15 minutes or so. Let's go on down here to the red of the jacket, and then we'll add in whatever details, right? Let's get some more of this red. Bring it right to that edge, and that's all red right there. Yep. So let's go ahead. A little more water. And I'm using a lot of the paint as though it is poster paint as opposed to a watercolor right now to give me a more solid red. Is this red? A little bit of white up in there. Okay, so when we missed that memo. Ah, for the white. Okay, well then you know what? We're just gonna have to use a little bit of a acrylic. All right. So we're getting there. Now you could easily do this with crayons or colored pencils. And I'm about to use my brush as though it is a crayon or a colored pencil. So I'm going to go right around here and I'm going to start moving kind of quickly. Not too fast. You don't want to make a hot mess. But I don't mind it looking like a watercolor sketch because that's really what it is. And I could have used straight acrylic, but I wanted to try these watercolors out. So I am going to go ahead right here and take some of this water and go right along this edge right here. Drip it. Boom, 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 boom. And let it do its thing. All right. So I think I am going to leave the background for the most part pretty white. Trying to decide if I want to go in quickly and do a quick gray wash because that'll help pop out the whites that are here. You know, that's up to you. How much time do you have? Okay, so I need to leave that part white. I see now. I wasn't sure. I wasn't following my what you call it, my reference. Right. So I'm adding a little bit more. And I wish that the painting area could be the larger area. I still have not worked that out. I will be speaking with somebody soon again about that because I forgot about that. It's like, wait a minute. I thought we had solved all those problems. We have not. All right. Thanks. Right here. Right. Let's go ahead and get a little green, maybe a little blue in there or something like that. I think I'm enjoying this maybe a little bit too much because I'm not in a rush. I'm not sure what's supposed to be in the center there. We will let that work itself out. And so now that is white, and I guess we need to go in here with a little bit of black. It's coming along, coming along. Let me clean out my brush. Let me get me a little bit of this water over here, and let me go around here and make sure this is black. Like I said, once again, you can use your crayons, colored pencils on some of the little detailed areas. But if you want to have a little art practice, use just the very tip of your brush and just dab it along. And I'm getting a little bit more paint because I'm not getting a lot because I want to stay in control. And so, as I deliver it, I'm trying to see what's going on with this brocade here. All right, of course you can design it however you want to. I'm just trying to follow the little pattern because I'm not totally sure of the uniform. All right. Ah, bless my neighbor. He's bringing in my trash can. I'm so grateful. We've got so many good folks. And about 2 years ago, yeah, it's been just a little over 2 years. We had a neighbor, I guess, that moved into the area that really liked their music, and that's great. We all like our music, but they abused it and kind of like a bully with their amazing stereo system. It was amazing, but it was just too loud. And not till later, I didn't know how many people were actually, asking this person to turn it down because I know I did on a couple of different occasions to no avail. You have to ask the officials to come out, but then if it's not after a certain amount of period, what is it, I think 10 o'clock during the week, they're not really going to tell them anything. You just have to suffer, and it's obvious that it's too loud, but the police will not necessarily intervene. So, we weren't very happy with some of that, needless to say. And then so some of my neighbors gave up and wouldn't call the authorities because the authorities didn't have that. I didn't give up because when I come home, a lot of us, we work over here. When I come home, I want rest and peace. I can understand, a birthday celebration or a holiday celebration, but I'm sorry, you do not have to bring your speaker out and have bass on the loudest every single week. And sometimes a couple of times it's like, look, we know music souls. We know that. I think I just messed up here. But we're gonna act like we intended to do that. We're gonna keep on going with our life. Right. We'll come through here with a little bit of thickness right here. We'll come through with a little bit more right there. And we're improvising. Okay. But nevertheless, it took about 21 months by the time we found out who owned the house and, the agent and then the property manager and all. It was there were lots of levels. You could not get right to the owner. It was, ooh wee, it was a lot. But we finally did find out who we needed to talk to. I need more water here. And eventually they moved away. And then lo and behold, the neighbor that one of them that was really close, you would think they would be glad to have peace. They started playing the music. So here I go. I had to go down and ask, hey, I know it's only 5 o'clock. That bass is booming and coming into my home. Can you please turn it down? They, so far, so good. They have been kind. Let's say. So I hope it's peaceful where you are. And like I said, you never know what people are going through, and no music soothes. But over here, it was a PTSD situation. We didn't know what we were going to get. So here we are with our little suit here. We'll go up here and get a little bit more black. Go up here a little bit. Go up here a little bit. That shadow green. That darkness really does help pop it out a little bit. I think that was too much paint. Let's go right here. Well, I think we're going to wrap this up. It has been fun and enjoyable. I guess I could pop it with a little bit of white here and there. Don't leave that alone. Should I add a little bit of a background? Can I do it quickly? Throw a little bit of water over here. Spread a little bit out over here. Boom, 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 boom. Well, I guess I can throw a little bit of that white paint. Right, so we'll knock this back just a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Try not to make it too dark, but not too light. All at the same time. Make it close, but not mess it up too much. Okay, so get back up over here. Get a little more paint over here. Water. So yeah, you could throw a background in pretty quickly. Just have to be careful of what you already painted. Sometimes it's nice to paint the background first, but sometimes you need to react to what you've painted. So now this might bleed from the hair. The colors might start to melt together a little bit. But that's the nature of watercolor. Okay, so this will make the whites pop out a little bit more. Got plenty of water, so let me move this around a little bit. So see how that black will start to puddle and make an interesting texture. So now that kind of come on and outline the edges a little bit. Give a little bit more abstract, rough texture, kind of like our referencing. It's not so refined and finished. It's just more fun. A lot of brush strokes. So let's go ahead and add some of that. Okay. And you do what you're comfortable with. If it starts to feel uncomfortable, then leave it alone. I kind of like that. That's kind of fun. So I guess the actual figure is more carved out with this black around here. Let's go ahead and try some of that. Let's get a little bit more. We flatten that out and go in. Kind of like a little border around the figure. All right, that's different. I may have to unhook it off my clipboard. Looks like it could be a little white dress down here. All right. So that's kind of up here. We have a little water down. That's one of the ones that called at the beginning and then they got tired. And I understand. Look, I understand. All right. So that's kind of fun and funky. Let me clean that out a little bit. Right. So I'm going to go here with a little bit of straight black edge while this is wet. Kind of push things back a little bit. Get some more straight black. There you are. I think it's kind of tying together now. Okay, I'll see more when it's totally dry. And like I said, of course, you can go through here with some crayons. All right, that's kind of coming together. It's kind of fun. Kind of fun. Go right up underneath this face. This black. Right. I think we're going to wrap this up. Oh my goodness, it has been a blast painting today. Go right up underneath that little yellow beading. I'm going to go right up here to the top, do the same thing. I can't hardly see it because of the glare. We'll go right up underneath, pop that out. Man, you want to add just a little here. Okay. All right, everybody. All right, I'll give myself 2 more minutes and I'm going to leave it alone, y'all. Add a little bit of gray, maybe too much. Right. Leave it alone. Okay, so that's that. Let's see if we can get the right one going. Nope, nope, nope. That's not the one I need to see. Here we go. Now, and let's pull this in. All right, yes. Here I am over here. Let me see if I can get in the right spot. So we've been in here painting. Y'all see I'm on the struggle bus every time. Every time. All right, so that's a little bit too much white. Now, as soon as I flick in a little bit, all right, let me just get close so you can see. There's that. I don't know why we got that extra flicker. I have no idea. But anyway, here's my little cutie patootie. Done with watercolor and so relaxing. And I will probably uh, maybe come back and do a little glitter maybe. No, because you know what? That's watercolor. You can do glitter on top of the, I'm going to do some glitter. Maybe in some flecks of the snow. Got my little Michael's crystal. Do I have it right here? Yes, of course you do. That Michael's crystal. Here it is. Is that it? Crystal? I hope that's coming through clear. There we go. That one. This is Craft Smart Michael's brand. I really do enjoy using that. I don't know if you guys can see any of the flecks in there. Let's see about here. It's very subtle. It's in a clear base and it's very, very nice to use. And so I might include that in some of the snow. I might come back and do some flecks of snow. Let me see, is it still wet over here? Nope, that acrylic paint is dried. So I'll wait until this is good and dry. Yep, so much fun, so much fun. So let me go ahead and take this down. Let's see, is there another way to show? Mm-mm. I can remove the paint cam now. Try now. See if I can still show my presentation. Yeah, there. Well, no, where's the presentation? There we go. Here we go again. So fun, so cute, so what's the word of the year? Shall we say it together? Demure. So it's been fun. Let me go ahead and remove. Let me stop screen share. And we're just going to be right here. All right. So this is very cute, very nice. Yeah. So let me look at the YouTube people. And this is going to be my screenshot. As soon as I straighten it out, y'all know how we do this. Get it together. So I'm gonna put it right here on my microphone. All right, there we go. There we are. All right. Hoping you will enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Thank you for spending some of the time with me, and to the replay viewers, if you got this far, wonderful. This is Brene Flournoy, art teacher by day, portrait painter by night, paint party instructor, art kit maker on the weekends. So I love this design. It is much fun. Let me pull the other one up. I forgot about that. Here's the other. So we did two today. And we're going to do a couple more. I'm trying to see where's a good light. Where's a good light, yo? All right. Can we straighten it out? All right. Ooh, we struggle on this. Ooh, and we're so out of practice. But it didn't matter whether or not we were in practice or not. We struggle on this part. All right. So these two are very crooked, but they're here. Okay. Very nice. Ooh-wee. That's been fun. Very, very fun. So let's see. Did I add to stage? Is it still there? It's there. Yep, I could get my paint cam together. So here we are. Now I wish I could put the other one, my reference image side by side, but it won't allow me to do it. So here we go. Let's straighten this out. Make that full screen, or as full as we can get it. Very nice. Let me get my little brush like I'm actually painting. Very demure. Okay. All right, let me switch that out. All right, let me straighten her up. There she is. Okay. With a little hat on. All right, straighten, straighten, straighten. There we go. There we are. Let me act like I'm painting over here. Very nice, very demure. So much fun. Enjoy. This one is, I need to drop that one in there this weekend. I'm saying today, but I already know I'll try to get it in there tomorrow. Yep, for your free download. But this one is behind the paywall, right? So if you're interested in the Lady Nutcracker, reach out to me. I should have my order form together because it's December. You got little people that need to stay busy. Get a busy box. Get some things ready for them. And if you need some imagery, let me know. If you need some custom designs, let me know. Let me know what you want, because I'll probably run a special, even though it won't be Black Friday. But let me know what you're into. That gives me more practice, and yeah, I'm getting pretty good at it. But let me know how I can help and serve you. Um, you could reach out to me, Bernade, Bernade, BE. Let me stop that. Info, do INFO. Info at thepaintedpose.com. That's just directly to me. That won't get you onto my email list. You'll have to subscribe if you want that. Right now, if you go to the contact us, that subscribes you to the email list. Or if you want access to the downloads that I have in there, this, like I say, it's not one of them. Let me stop. Let me stop right now. Okay, if you want access to some of the downloads, I will get that in there this weekend by Monday morning. How about that? Anywho, Bernade, nope, forget about that. Info, INFO at THEPAINTED POSE.com, thepaintedpose.com. Thank you for joining me. I'm still here, just hadn't been on in a moment. And I know, hey, I wasn't even trying to rush Black Friday. Did you clear out did you delete all those things yet? I started deleting a lot. Yeah. You hear from people that you haven't heard from in a while. But this is Small Business too. Small Business Saturday. Go on out and at least share some of the things that you see that you like from a small business. I don't know what they call Sunday. I don't know. Who knows? I might decide that I want to get back on and paint tomorrow. Who knows? Cyber Monday, Cyber Monday, Black Friday, all the same. And then I think they say it's Giving Tuesday. So I already gave a little bit. May give a little bit more. So this is Brene Flanoy signing off. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me find my exit music. All right. Let me do this. Here we are. Till the next time.